So, Han, let's see. How many hours do you have in Rocket League right now, and what rank are we
We're
sitting at?
not we're not gonna talk about
We're not. We're not gonna
that.
talk about it. I mean, I will almost guarantee you it's not the most that I have on my friends list, and I mean, depends on the rank too, like everything. But don't worry about it. If you feel comfortable
Yeah,
answering, you can.
yeah.
Um,
No, I was joking, but
okay, okay.
yeah, I have according to Steam over 2,000, but it's I don't believe correct because I've didn't realize that I shouldn't be letting it run overnight, and
Hmm.
yeah,
So it's gonna
so
be like
no
AFK
idea
hours.
what's that.
A lot of AFK hours then.
Yeah, a lot of that. So I have no idea what my actual hours are, but I would guess it's right around 2,000 because I started on PS4.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember what season that was. It was quite a while ago.
Did it have
But
the
it was
challenger ranks and all that?
what's that?
Challenger, Rising Star. Do you know those
Yes,
ones? Okay, yeah. I was
I
doing there too.
yeah, but I'm an older person. I'm 40, so I don't have
Hey,
quite
you're the second guy actually. Same age that I know that I'm coaching actually. So no worries.
nice.
It's not uncommon.
Yeah, it's not uncommon, but I do think it's a challenge, more of a little bit more of a challenge. I don't want to say it's a handicap because it's definitely doable,
Hmm.
but it is a different um, whatever. What am I trying to say? It's a little bit different. It's a
Your
challenge.
competition against these twitchy 15-year-olds, it'll be a little bit of a challenge beating them to the quickest ball that comes at you. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I don't
and
think my brain is as snappy as it used to be.
I don't blame you
So
because I'm 23 right
yeah,
now. And though I'm still young, these people that are 10 years younger than me are much faster than me.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I have a GC friend that's 12, and he's in the top. He's right near the top 100. He's
uh,
almost to the top 100 in ones.
is he?
So
Yeah, I was gonna say he's probably a ones player then, right? Because
he's a twos
every
man, but
uh
yeah, but he's
every
good.
really young player that I know succeeds really well in twos and ones, and mostly that comes down to there's a lot more strategy that gets played into threes actually. So
Yeah.
you'll notice that when it comes to younger people, they succeed in ones and twos because they only really have to focus on themselves and maybe one other target. But the instant you
Hmm.
start confusing the field, and there's a lot more in-depth strategy that needs to be played, they tend to fall down and not all of them are toxic, but some of them don't understand why like they're losing these things when normally they're near top 100. So,
Yeah.
but what are you most
Yeah.
interested in, like when it comes to ones, twos, and threes?
Threes. I do
Mm-hmm.
play one simply for the aspect of learning to challenge in a
Mm-hmm.
one-on-one situation properly, and that's one of my weaknesses. Is I just make the stupidest mistakes. Like I'll go straight at the ball, and I'll get burned every time. And I just recently started to get that a little bit under control. But I've always been a threes player. I'm actually champ one div three in threes right now.
Okay.
So I'm not great, but I'm not that bad. But I know that mechanically I'm a brick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more of a strategical player, and I get walked all over when it comes to people who are better mechanically. But I notice them making mistakes, and it really starts to tilt me. Like they don't rotate properly. They'll cut. They'll
Mm-hmm.
drive with the ball. They'll chase a lot. They're impatient. So I
Right. Right.
I'm saying that with a big grain of salt because I realize that my goal should be to watch what I'm doing and but you can't help but see that.
Yeah, I mean, you're only responsible for your own actions, right? And even if
Mm-hmm.
you make the right call, like a very common thing I see is where someone is saying, like, "Aren't I making the right call? Like, isn't this guy doing the wrong thing?" And I say to them, "Yes, you are doing the right play. However, given the state of the field, right, where your teammates not following protocol, we have a responsibility on ourselves to notice these things and
Yeah,
to change how we play around their mistake so we can turn their mistake into an opportunity for
yeah,
ourselves.
it's
And
totally true.
that can be a really tough concept for a lot of people to grasp because it is so situational, depending on what play's happening. How do you know when to back off and whatnot? But with a little bit of practice and understanding certain scenarios and general concepts, and really the big one is to I tell people stop watching the ball because the only thing that changes the ball's direction are the walls and other people's cars. So
Hmm.
those are the times that you need to pay attention to. The ball is right after it gets hit or something.
Right.
But while it's flying in the air, staring at the ball doesn't help you. Uh,
Yeah, totally.
Also, people don't really survey the field that well. They tend to keep ball cam either on too long or off too long. Um, they have preconceived notions of how they play, but I do want to see how you play and see. You could be reading the field really well, and it could be, reactions, could be coming in slow, or it could be not preparing properly beforehand and then forced to react to the play, which would be unfortunate because then we're setting ourselves up for failure. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, do you have? I usually do this a couple different ways depending on if someone has replays at the ready, like I can go over those immediately, or I can watch live gameplay. I think either way, I'll see the same mistakes, going on.
Yeah, probably live would be better. I don't think I have a recent replay. I haven't been saving and reviewing any lately. So,
Okay. Yeah, I can. So you can screen share your screen. I would
yep.
say to not stream Rocket League, well, like it says on Discord. Just go to share screen or window, and share the screen that Rocket League will be running on. Only because the last few times that I've done it, the last few students, it's just been a black screen the whole time, and so I don't
Okay.
really need to hear the sound either. So
Oh, is there something I need to do differently?
no, no, no. That's just
Okay.
the way that it works. It just shares only the screen, while
Okay.
as streaming Rocket League, it shares the in-game sound. But
Gotcha.
so
Okay.
Champ 1 Div 3, that's actually it's not that bad too. I mean, you've what is that? The top 8%, 7% or something of
Something
players.
like that. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
I guess maybe I dipped down. Yeah, I dipped down earlier today, but
Mm-hmm.
close enough.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's the same to me. I don't think there's much of a skill difference between Div 2 and 3.
You can see my screen then, I take it?
Oh yeah, I can see it.
Okay. All right.
You have a nice car, by the way.
Thanks.
Yeah, it looks. At least some of my friends that are, in the higher ranks, they'll say like you have to have the speediest looking car to win, and I have no idea what that means. But they're like, just look for something that's clean, and you've got a
I've
clean
been,
car.
yeah, I've been told not flashy is the
Mm-hmm.
right car to have.
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
So far, you look like a grounded player to me. Again, approach this ball quick. We should get used to taking our ball cam off too when we're approaching a ball that's heading to the ground.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have challenged that.
A little bit ambitious, but
Yeah.
that's a good clear by your teammate. Okay, we can take a wide turn out here to just read the field a little bit better. Alright, teammate jumped at that. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Good job checking back to see where your teammate
Hmm.
is. We notice our teammate's going right. We should stay on the left side just to watch for that ball to go there. He's going to cut across. The only reason he cuts across now is because we take too long to start going for the ball. So keep in mind that how quickly we act on the ball will also determine how our teammates do. Hey, that's a goal. Nice shot.
Thanks.
Yeah, like in that play, we have no one pushing on the left side, and so he feels the need to do that because
Uh,
there's no car going over there.
See,
And so they
me, I would
feel
look back and go, okay, my teammate's back there. I can rotate out, let him take
right.
the ball. But at least
I definitely see where you're coming from because it's what you would do, right?
yeah,
Not everyone is going to be as strategical. A lot of the things I see in Champ One are people that forget there are other cars on the field a lot of the time.
yeah.
Good boost grab, by the way, because we want to take it away from the guy that just fell. He's going up. We know our teammate went to the left side of the field, so we can play more of the right side. Go backing up, back up. And we can rotate wide. Good job. Teammate almost got it, but almost a good pinch. So far, it looks like you have a lot of the right ideas, but certain things aren't clicking in time, especially with regards to where our teammates are. I think the big problem is noticing teammates when they're not on screen and how their position is. Like basically using non-information as information.
Yeah.
We just skip over the mid boost pad, which is a little bit unfortunate, but.
I'm actually trying to play like you're not there, so because that's hard to do.
No problem. Do you want me to stop talking? Because I can do that too.
I probably will say yes, just because I think I'll play better.
If you want to, then I can. Usually, I ask people to whether they want me to do like a quiet, observing kind of thing. But the last several people have said no to like tell them. But I definitely should have asked.
That's okay. I played with a lot of people that try to coach me, and I think it's distracting for me.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
But a lot of times they're not very nice about it, so...
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, they try to be, but I don't think they understand their tone and how their inflection works. And
oh, yeah. Because, I mean, they're telling you what's right and wrong, right?
Like, bro, don't go for that. Bro, don't go for that.
Oh, that kind of thing. Oh, yeah.
Like, they're not specifically trying to be mean, but
right, but
it
like
sounds
the way that they, the way that they say it, it's almost condescending.
Yeah.
I know that feeling.
Yeah.
I was also a, silver player at one point.
Yeah. Weren't we all?
Right. My friend actually shared with me replays from when we first started the game because I lost all of mine, and they were very fun to look back on. Because
did you cringe at all?
I did. All the stuff. I had a recent coaching session with a silver 3, and I looked worse than him. Granted, it was 2016 that the replay was recorded in.
There was a double commit back there, my teammate.
Mm-hmm. Well, also the commit that we made up the field too was unnecessary as well. So we could have backed off because there was too much clutter on the field.
Yeah.
So...
Okay. I definitely noticed I encroach the goal sometimes, and I shouldn't be.
Mm-hmm. Good shot.
Thanks.
Good job positioning yourself to be ready for that too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got a ghost hit. Oh, that's really sad. Nice. Would you like to do another game so we can go over that too? Like this could be a warm up, and then
sure.
Get that, and then I'd like you to save the replays too. You know how to send replays, right?
Yeah. I'll look it up if I don't.
I can give you the path as well because I'll type it in our chat so you don't have to look it up. It'll be in your My Documents.
I actually divvied up that time.
Hey, nice. So you've had coaching sessions before, though, too.
Not. I wouldn't call them coaching sessions, more like players that I've told it's okay to tell me, you know, what I need to do
Oh, so
to
like
get better.
informal kind of stuff.
Yeah, basically friends that are better than me that think they're better than me. That well, the GC was definitely better than me, but
Hmm.
a couple of the other ones weren't. Like they might have been mechanically, but they made their own mistakes. You know.
Right. And just because they make mistakes too doesn't mean that uh, as players they're not perfect players, but maybe what they're telling you is correct.
That's true. Yeah.
Kind of depends. Like, I'll tell people first and foremost that my play is. I don't feel like I should be at the rank that I'm at based on how poorly I play the game.
Yeah.
But, somehow I've managed to be at the rank I am right now, so I guess I belong there, but it doesn't feel that way.
Oh man, I thought he was gonna get a hit.
I can tell you, I thought so too, because it was very confusing.
Yeah. I shouldn't have went for that.
No, but I like you backing off and boosting down. It's a little bit more, I would say, intermediate kind of recovery.
Yeah. That was my bad.
In top corner right there, wow.
Yeah. I should have been. I should have stayed.
Hmm.
I thought I was gonna hit a hit.
Yeah, the amount of times that happens to me.
Teammates right there. Not the greatest hit. Ah, should have been a goal. Ah,
Teammate's a bulldozer. You're running through.
no, that was terrible.
You had the right idea.
Yeah, I did. I
That's
want
the
to
guy that
save
shot the top
myself.
corner shot. Hey, that's the right attitude to have.
Yeah. And that's something I need to work on is my kickoffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, ones will definitely punish you for having bad kickoffs. That's
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
I'm usually actually pretty good at beating people at the level that I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
Got to clean it up.
I'm still seeing mostly correct decision making in the moments that it comes to the judgment. Right, that's
Mm-hmm.
when the execution is messed up. But these are similar from game one.
Teammates getting tilted. Well, this is not a good game.
Yeah, I mean that Batmobile guy has been really opening up opportunities for them. We can look over this replay because there are the things that are still similar from game one, but up to you if you want to play one more. And yeah, up to you. I'll leave that decision.
Yeah, we'll do one more. I should.
Cool.
Oops, I gotta save that. Oops. Where did I lose it?
Who do you usually play with, too? Do you usually play with people your rank, or do you play with people of varying skill levels?
Right now I'm playing with a couple guys. The one's champ 2 and 2s,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one's like, I don't really know what rank he is. I think he's Diamond 2, but yeah, he tends to make a lot of positional mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
The other guy, I played with the GC for about 2 weeks, so that was helpful. The other guy, I recently basically just unfriended him because he was getting toxic, and I was like, "Yeah, this is not working out for me." But actually, we played for like a good 9 months or more.
That's a good while,
was,
actually.
yeah, it was, but it was like I told him multiple times that it just, dude, I can't play with you if you're gonna sit there and kind of belittle me, you know.
Mm.
And I got to the point where I was like, all right, I had enough. And I probably didn't really need to unfriend him. I was probably a little overboard, but I didn't remove him from Discord or anything because I still like to talk to him. I still want to play Rocket League with him.
It just became much. No, I understand.
Yeah, it just became more than I wanted to deal with.
That was an excellent pass, by the way.
Thanks. Yeah, that was terrible. Just kind of like glanced it with the side of my car.
Yeah, it was like when you flipped into it, it hit off the roof of your car instead of the front part. And so because you roll over, the way that your car contacts the ball with its momentum will essentially kill the ball.
Yeah.
Oh, you almost got that
I
too.
know.
That would have actually been pretty nuts if you stole that
Yeah.
goal. Oh, so close.
Dang it. I'm not expecting that. Hmm. Ah. Yeah, I should have been there for that.
Oh, excuse me.
Low boost.
Hmm.
Wasn't doing a very good job driving on the pads.
A lot of people don't recognize that.
Yeah.
I'll definitely have a lot to say though, because after 3 games, this will be very interesting.
I know it can't be all good because that's why I'm still champ one.
Well, there is a lot of good in there though. That I see a lot of
Yeah.
potential because you have a threes mentality. That is for sure.
Yeah.
All right, save this replay too. Actually, this is the replay I want to go over the
Okay.
most. So, yeah, how do you think you played in those games as well?
I think the first one I did okay. The next two I was a little bit like today I'm mentally drained. I had a very very tough day at work,
Oh, what do you do?
and I'm a network engineer for
Oh,
a
okay.
major hospital in Michigan,
Oh, okay.
and so yeah, I had a lot of stress going on. And
That sounds like long hours.
it can be,
Hmm.
yeah, it's 8 hours being at a computer. It kind of sucks.
Yeah. It depends
Not that.
on what you're doing too, because I'm doing this for a while every day. But
Yeah, yeah,
I can tell you it is
yeah,
draining.
but
Wait, no matter
it
how
is
much you
draining.
like it.
Yeah, and oops, I better save this or
Oh
I'm gonna
yeah,
run out
yeah.
of time. Um, but yeah, it's straining and dealing with people and dealing with demands and just
Mm,
computer glitches and you know
right.
it's not fun.
Absolutely. And
So
also depending on how much you have to interact with those people on those, issues. It can be pretty
yeah,
draining on its own.
yeah. I mean, I enjoy it. It's just that
Hmm.
sometimes it's a bit much, but
Of course. So, in the messages, I have the file path that I like wrote down. You can go to your file explorer, um, my game or documents, then my games, Rocket League, TA game, demos. It's all in there.
okay. Oh, you got the Steam
No,
folder?
you go to documents actually.
It's in
Yeah, in
documents. My
there.
games. Oh, gotcha. Okay, I didn't realize that.
What'd you think of Fallout 76? I just happened to notice it was in there.
Um, it got boring really fast for me, and it was very buggy. And
Yeah, I saw a lot of people complaining about the bugs.
yeah, and I don't know. I just gave up on it eventually because I was like, eh.
Mm-hmm.
But I really only played it because I needed something other than Rocket League for a while. Like I was
Mm-hmm.
kind of fed up there for like right when it came out, with Fallout came out, and so I was like, I need to play something else for a while. So I did, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you say it was in
Oh,
here? Oh,
demos.
TA Games demos. Okay.
And it will be by date modified, sort by then, and then the newest one. So you can just drag that into Discord. Perfect. And you can also stop sharing your screen too.
Okay.
Let's see. Is it here? It is here. Great.
I do not see.
So from what I observed, you played actually pretty well for what I see in Champ 1.
Okay.
Obviously, there are reasons that you're in Champ 1, and there's quite a few that are not as difficult to change as mentality. Like, mentality is probably one of the most difficult things to change about the game because it's usually...
Can I pause you?
Huh?
How the heck do I get out of this screen?
Oh, you can... wait, where are... Hold on one second. What happened? Oh, did you full screen it? Oh, unfull screen
I
it.
must have, and I tried to, and then it does this, and now
okay.
it's...
Oh, yeah. No,
Oh, there we go. Okay.
There we go. So go to the screen share at the left of the... Yeah, right there. More screen share options, and then stop screen sharing.
Oh, there we go. Jeez.
Yeah, that
Sorry
confused me too. I was like, hold on. Here. Got you, and then you can see the pen.
Yeah.
Great. So let me turn on my controller. But yes, a lot of your decision making was very correct, and I was very surprised that you are very actively thinking about this game compared to a lot of Champ 1s I see.
Well, I've watched a lot of the strategy videos that are out there by, I don't know, various people that you know as well. But so anyway.
A lot of the problems that I noticed was like, yes, execution of those things were sloppy, and so we give up goals that way. We lose opportunities in that fashion as well. But like the way you set up yourself initially is correct, and how you react after being set up properly is where you go wrong. I'll see if like I can help illustrate that in this replay. But you make it more difficult on yourself for a lot of the plays that happen, that you don't necessarily need to make certain decisions in the moments that you're already set up for it, because those almost like twitchy, panicky decisions that are made make your mechanics, like you're forced to be more mechanically adept to accomplish what you're doing because of the position you put yourself in. When we were setting ourselves up correctly, and then when the moment of truth comes, the way we approach the ball is incorrect, and it forces different contortions. But we'll go through the replay and I'll kind of help illustrate what's going on. So with regards to kickoffs, this, I don't really like the kind of kickoff that you go for, because you flip into the ball directly, like, and the way that your car comes across, I'll put it on like a soft camera.
Yeah, I was not concentrating on my kickoffs very good, and it was actually hard for me to concentrate with you, knowing you are there. I've always been sort of a little bit of a nervous person, so when it comes to, I know I'm being watched, you know what I mean? So
Right. No, I totally understand that kind of feeling too. I get that way if I have someone that's like overwatching me. But definitely like here, if this is a regular pattern, like the type of flipping into the ball, it can be okay, but we have to make sure our nose is touching this ball and not the underside, because we're at a slant, like we're creating a ramp for this ball to fly up in the air. And to be honest, I don't trust our teammates back here who are C1s. I don't know if you do, but I would say that is a definite no. And giving them this kind of kickoff makes their lives incredibly difficult. One of the big things about climbing out of Champ 1 and beyond really is we don't trust our teammates. We delegate tasks to our teammates. It's a common thing that I tell people. And the difference being is that you are not expecting them to do something great with it, but you are giving them something easy to do that can be accomplished by people because you have something better to do. It's not like, oh, I'm going to pass this and it's going to be an all-in pass and I just pray to God that they score this shot. It's got to be, all right, I'm passing this to them. They do whatever they want with it. If they score, that's wonderful. If they don't and they whiff on it, that's okay because right now I'm heading back to net. Well, not to net necessarily, but I'm heading back and I'll be the third man back, and I'm collecting boost pads along the way, and I'm scanning the field to see how this play is going to unfold based on how they approach the ball and how my opponents approach the ball. So the idea is to delegate tasks to your teammates, not trust them necessarily. Here we are trusting our teammates with making a good play on this ball. Luckily, this guy also does the same kickoff as you, and this ball goes nowhere. However, Cujo has an advantage of approaching this ball and can now get a push down the field. Whereas if we had flipped into this, the way that I usually tell people to go for kickoffs is to square up with the ball, right? And there's a lot of different ways to approach the ball, and most of it depends on what this team is doing on the field. However, most of the time it's squaring up with the ball and killing the ball in front of you so that you can get the next touch on the ball if someone approaches. If no one's approaching, you can check backwards to see if your teammates are coming and then approach the ball, and then leave the ball for them if they are. If they're not, you'll have no boost, but you can stick with the ball and create another 50-50 in the middle to beat them out. And so then you've created, now not only have you knocked this guy out of the way, but whoever approached the ball here, you've knocked them out of the way with a good 50. And by this point, your teammates will be doing whatever they're doing. But we have now 3 versus 1 on the field. So it's about like, you're making the situation easier. But this is fine. Your positioning in net's a little bit sloppy, though we approached the ball pretty well. I'll ask you a little quiz question right here. What's something though that, while this doesn't lead into anything, this will be a major theme in your gameplay, right? What is it that I see right now that I don't pick from your gameplay here, other than the fact that we're not positioned in net properly?
There's 2 teammates in the corner.
That's definitely a problem, but why do I not care about that though?
Because one of them's rotating back. The ball is coming towards me, and this guy's under the ball, so he has no real chance unless he's going to stupidly try to drive it over the goal. So I guess I'm not sure.
Well, we see one guy that is not on screen, right? Totally, but we can see him, and he's been in our screen
way back,
vision, for a while. He is not making a play on this. He is too far away from the play, right? This guy, he is turned away from the ball. He is moving outside this way. This ball is bouncing up, and you read this really well, that it bounces off the wall and comes out here. He is out of the play as well. And this guy just hit the ball, and he's going to land on the wall. He's out of the play. So you have no orange people to worry about. It is okay to commit to this ball because our teammate is rotating out, and our teammate is backwards, which means he's not going to make a play. Okay. That's all good. But right here is the moment that I don't like. And you know why I don't like this.
I pushed the ball too far.
It doesn't necessarily have to do with the ball. It has to do with information on the field.
Okay, let me watch it.
And, you might need to think out of the box on this, but I noticed this was a pretty common theme.
Oh, I just tried to push it up the wall and around the corner instead of bringing it infield or making a pass.
I mean, that's a result afterwards. I'm talking about the moment leading to this. Right here, in this moment, you didn't do something that's highly
crucial. Take it off ball cam?
There you go. And why do I really want you to take it off ball cam?
So I can see the field.
Yes. I want you to look at this guy right here, and because right now he was here, right? And it's been a second, so he could be turning whatever direction. And by checking our screen, it's only like this far away, but so much of the field opens up, especially if you have 110 field of view. That really opens up the field because it's like a fisheye lens. And you have already read the ball really well. You can pay attention to the ball indicator. That was a wonderful circle. You can pay attention to the ball indicator that's right here. So we don't have to worry about that. We check the field to see where he's turning. If he starts turning into us, we can take it on the outside, right? If he's turned away from the play, we have a ton of time to knock this ball to the side, take it, maybe hit it slowly down the field since those 2 people committed and they're way back here, right? We don't have to worry about them. So we have a lot of options, but we don't know any of our options because we didn't take ball cam off. So I don't like that. Here we get kind of a poor touch, but it's okay as long as we path over this boost, which you should always path over boost whether they're up or not. because they can come up at any moment, and you could have 64 more boost for this play. Also, a little thing too that I think that can be helped here if there's a guy approaching the wall on this side and he's trying to meet you, he's going to want a 50 with you. Scooping that boost pad will allow you to come up under the ball and pop it up high and hit the ceiling, right? It'll bounce down mid. And now this guy that's gone on the wall has taken himself out of the play because now he's on this side. I don't expect a champ one to be able to jump off the wall and read this really well. And even if he did, he's going to bounce the ball slowly in the midfield. So his touch will be bad anyway, right? But this is a crucial play to pick up this boost pad, to take it off the field, 1, and to 2, have 100 boost for this next play, and 3, set ourselves up for a play to knock this ball away from wall, since this guy we've seen approaching the wall this whole time. So that makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Fine. Here you get a 50. That's okay. We check over for boost. That was good. Something that I really appreciated about your gameplay as well, just to, give you a little compliment here. I appreciate how you didn't beeline all the way back for boost. You don't know how many times I've seen champ ones give up pressure by not staying in the field and recognizing that there are boost pads that you can collect in the meantime.
Yeah, I really try to focus on that.
Now, here was the thing I was talking about where your decision making was correct to stay in the midfield, right? However, in the meantime, while we've positioned ourselves correctly initially, the way that we turn off ball cam here, we lose all the information. And the big moment that we lose the information is because we take off ball cam right before this ball has hit like a wall or hit the ramp. To me, reading it, it looks like it's going to hit the ramp, right? Which means the ball is going to change direction pretty wildly. And we don't know where it's going to go. So we should keep ball cam on. We need to memorize that this boost pad is here so we path over it. And then if we need to, path over this one. And depending on how this ball bounces, whether it bounces inside and stays along this wall or comes outside and comes to the mid, will dictate how we react to this play. We don't know how to react to this play right now. So we start pathing towards that back boost without knowing, and it turns out it bounces directly up and bounces off this corner part here. Comes to the mid. So
yeah, I could have turned around and got a possible shot there.
Right. And this guy hands the ball midfield too.
And then I hand it back.
Yeah, good positioning again, right? The decision to go up was unnecessary though, because one, actually, I'll ask you this: what's another play that we can make? Because even though yes, we don't have much boost because we missed this boost pad and now we're pathing barely over this one, right? The play's still not over. The ball coming to you. What's something that you could do instead?
Well, I mean, my first thought would be to smack it off the backboard. I might also think to deaden the ball and take it over to the corner where there might be a boost, or I don't know. At that point, there's 3 guys in front of me with low boost. I might be inclined to think, I'm just going to hold the ball until
yes, like I like you holding the ball here. Like this is this is where 1v1 skills come into play. Right, it hardly does in threes, but this is the moment it does because the field is opened up for you. This guy has just committed to the ball and is flying in the air, which means he's no longer a factor in the play, right? Depending on how he's flying, which I think he's flying away from the ball. He is, yeah, he's nowhere near this, right? We allow this ball to come to us. I like your play also to backboard this as well. You don't have a boost. You don't have the boost to follow up on it, but it gives you time to get boost in the meantime and allow whatever your teammates to do what they do. This is like the idea of delegating tasks where you set your teammates up for a play because you have something better to do, which is collect boost. Yeah. So there's that. But it's not impossible for you to let this ball hit off your car, right? To hit it off the nose here. It'll bounce up a little bit, and then you're going to be staring at these guys. Now, this is also where the ball cam situation really comes into play because a lot of the time when I see you dribble or when I see you approaching the ball, you do not take ball cam off. To me, that makes plays a lot more difficult. If you had to tell me to learn to dribble with ball cam on, I would have a very difficult time because that camera is shaking everywhere, and when it gets on top of your head, especially, and you're trying to get a flick, I don't need all of this going on. I need to just stare straight ahead and look at that ball indicator to know where it is on my car. Also allows
Yeah.
me to see all these people on the field. So taking ball cam off here, allowing it to hit off your nose and come up, will allow you to look at this guy on the field and see how he reacts to the play. And if he starts charging you, just hit it to a side or flick it up in the air. One of the two. Get it up high or get it off to a side, right? And once that play's over, once you flicked it, you have no more plays, which means you go off and get boost, right? So kind of becomes simple, but we kill the ball here. None of this happens, but it would have been a good play. Now, I like the approach you do here as well. Very excellent play by you to make sure you stay in the play. That was just a misread on your part because popping that up would have been a really good play up the midfield. It's okay. Good turn on this. I really liked this pass, but your teammate didn't trust you. It's unfortunate, but we just go back. It's fine.
Yep.
Here, we can back up. I noticed that you position really far outside of net as well.
Okay.
Right here, I would like you to be on the line. It's like this little corner spot here. Because if this ball does come and it comes towards mid right here on the inside, you're just going to have to let this ball like fly past your net. Right, we don't have much of a say. Whilst here, we can actually come from the inside, get a really strong clear with an air roll shot down the field. And if you can master an air roll shot, you can actually boom this into their net. Especially because this is champ 1 and this guy's probably pushing up too far or he has no boost. One of the two. Let's see. How would you look at that? He's right here, right? He's on the back foot though, so you know if the ball did miraculously go mid, he might commit to it, he might not. If he doesn't, then you're gonna make this guy use boost and jump up for the ball and hit it away. So the idea is to make his life as difficult as possible. We don't need to use boost there, but you know you can collect pads in the meantime. Okay, watch for this guy's hit. He doesn't hit it, so we approach the ball. Unfortunate miss. Just have to read the lip of the corner lip a little bit cleaner. This one was a little bit of a confusing play. I guess he was letting you go for this. If if he's doing this like weird thing right here, you can start approaching the ball and approach with no boost in the meantime, and then hit it on top of your car instead. Like kind of go for a dribble play because you're confused. Just approach the ball slowly and let him know with your car what you're going to do with the play, rather than sitting around and both of you being confused. Good choice to go on the wall, though I want you to turn into the next play, like this, come out onto the wall, instead of coming back and reversing away from it, because now you're in an awkward spot. But, again, it's like you're making the right call, it's just when the moment of truth comes, we make a wrong call, and it kind of makes our life a lot more difficult. This was one where it was a mechanical issue. I can tell you right now too. It's not even where you're here right now is not even bad. What should you do instead? Instead of forward flipping, what kind of play do I want you to go for?
To grab the ball.
No, because this guy could be
he's
closer.
Right there.
We don't really know where he is, but we can buy our team time by hitting this ball off to the wall. And how do we get it to the wall?
Diagonal flipping? I don't
know. No, it's kind of a trick question, I guess. There's no flip involved, actually.
Okay.
You can double jump here. What the second jump will do is propel you a little bit backwards as well. So your nose will be a little bit further in, and I believe this ball's coming in at this angle, right? So your nose is actually going to touch like around this spot here, and it's going to get a nice little arc into this wall. You're going to land with momentum on this side of the wall as well. You've just made this guy commit too, so you've gotten rid of that guy. It's going to bounce right to you, and with I think whatever boost you have, if you collect another pad, you can do a fast arrow.
And I've made that type of clear without any boost before, so yeah, that would have made a lot more sense. You don't really need a whole lot just to double jump and tap.
Right. Now, do you know how to fast aerial as well, like a mechanical?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I don't do that anywhere near enough though. Yeah.
It's a mechanic where people backflip a lot too, and people are uncomfortable with doing it in ranked games because if they backflip, they're going to get flamed by their teammates. But to me, it's a necessary play. This would have been an opportunity to, fast aerial to pop that really high. But this I don't like you approaching here, just because we have no idea how our teammate's going to pass this. So I'm okay with you collecting the boost pad, though you didn't need to use boost into the flip here to get to the play as quick as possible. You collect, well, we should have collected that boost pad, so that's 12. We collected 12, but then we boost into this play when this ball's not going to really get to us anytime soon. We can use boost later if we need to. So we would have 24, and now we'd have 36. So,
Mm-hmm.
and we'd be a little bit further back, but it's okay because we were waiting on this guy to make a play. Even in reality, he should have pinched this on the wall, and it would have come mid, but you would have approached wide and shot this in. That doesn't happen though, so we should be backing up, but this is really ambitious of you to go for because you don't have the boost.
Yeah.
And like I like the push. It's just the in-between stuff as well towards that push leads us to a difficult situation. You cut off rotation here, by the way.
Okay.
You can use your audio, and there's sound coming in from this left side of an engine. We already know that there's a guy here, here, and then somewhere off on this side, which means it's your car, your guys' car that's over there. So this guy's approach as well is coming over to the left side of the ball, which means he wants to hit this right or, you know, mid somewhere. So we're going to want to position ourselves a little bit back for his hit. We're hoping he messes up by giving us the ball. And he hits it forward like that. Our teammate hits it mid, so if we were mid, we'd be waiting for this ball on the outside and then cutting in, but we've overcommitted on the play. Good boost pickup, good turn. This is a nice pop by you. Here, again, what's the theme here? So, what is the theme that I want you to do that we're not doing?
Not sure.
Yeah, big clue. Where's this guy? You know, how do we see this
Looks like
guy?
he's in net.
Looks like
The
it.
ball
Did we notice him though?
No.
Right.
Can't quite tell because of the camera angle.
Right. We just got it past this guy, right? Which means it's a 1v1 situation. We don't need to jump for this immediately. We can watch this guy right here and see what he's doing.
Yeah.
So if he stays
React
in net,
to him
we
now.
can... Right. We can stay...
Yeah, I looked at the ball. I didn't even look at him. I was like, oh, can I bang this into the goal?
Right. Which it could have worked too if we got a bang from the more forward side and flipped diagonal flipped into this, but I think we hit it from underneath a little bit. Oh no, we don't even flip into it. But that was definitely a scoring opportunity if only we had taken our ball cam off.
Yeah.
Good hit to the corner. It's very kind of you to leave that boost pad there for your teammates, actually. I don't expect them to get it, and Matty Ice gets it. So, unfortunate that they don't pick it up. This is a misread from the ceiling. That's fine. You take this... Okay, so here's one thing, too. That's really important.
I did go to starve.
Yes, there you go. Because we don't have a play on the side of the field. This guy is desperate for boost. We take that away. We make his life a living hell.
Mm-hmm.
This is a bang. Close. Not going to be on target, but that could have been a goal. Or it might have hit bar down and bounced a little bit inside their net. And our teammate finishes. I think the jump was a little bit ambitious as well because they might have had a play on it. But our teammate finishes, so that's really nice. And we'll take those. We can't be relying on that kind of play, though. We could have had a goal, like, what was it, 30 seconds earlier with that ball cam off play.
Mm-hmm.
That'll probably be the big thing to take away from this lesson, too. To start implementing ball cam. And I don't know, do you practice? How do you practice, actually? When you're not...
How do I practice?
Yeah.
I will go into free play, and I guess mess around.
Yeah, that's...
One of the things I've been doing lately is I've been really focusing on air dribbles, which I know is probably not the thing to be practicing at this point. However, I needed to make the game fun again for myself.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's important because so many people can air dribble well. And I feel like, okay, I can't air dribble for crap. I can do it, but it's not consistent. And I'm really sick of being mechanically challenged.
Right.
So I did spend probably a week, and I did get quite a bit better. I did the air dribble challenge, and I got like 9 seconds, 8.73 or something like that. Mm-hmm. Anyway, that's one thing I did. I have done the dribble challenge, so I could get to like level, like, I don't know, like 18 or something like that.
Right.
So I do that. I don't... Mainly what I've been focusing on as of recently is going in doing some of the backboard touches and double touches.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That's really important.
yeah, I would say that's. I
Definitely.
did some
That's.
kickoff practice recently.
Mm-hmm. Oh, do you do it with like a bot against you, or do you ask someone to 1v1 you for kickoff?
No, I mainly did just the motion up to the ball
Mm-hmm.
because I notice I'm not squaring up very well.
Mm-hmm.
And I was practicing, the one where you're to the side, to the left, and you're right next to the boost pad.
Diagonal kickoff or
Diagonal, yeah, the diagonal one.
Yeah.
And I've been learning how to fast wave dash kickoff.
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying that one.
Yeah, I think the wave dash kickoff is it's a nice way to go about it to gain speed and stay on the ground to use your flip to direct the ball later.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's a more consistent way to square up with the ball, which is to just flip. Like at the beginning, you boost and flip at the same time, so you gain the same momentum essentially that you would. But when you land, you use your flip into the ball. And for me, like, you can work on wave dashing if you need to, but for me, it's a pretty inconsistent way to do the same thing that you would if you just flip rather than wave dash.
Yeah, messed it up many times.
I mean, if you can get it consistently down, that'd be great, right? But it's also kind of an unnecessary spot to learn to wave dash as well.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because most of the time when you're wanting to wave dash, unless you're playing 1v1s and you're at a really high level where you're trying to beat out a really good threes goalie, you're mostly going to be using wave dashes to recover off walls when you have no boost, to use your wave dash into here and then a flip to gain supersonic speed without using any boost pretty instantly. Or if you're, squishy muffins, you'll pop the ball up high, it'll come down and you'll jump up and then wave dash into the ball and it'll, knock it top corner instantly. So
yeah,
but I don't think that's necessary to climb as well. That all that fancy stuff. I do think that the wall wave dash though is a good tool to have in your arsenal to apply to your game so you can recover quicker.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't necessarily see issues in your recovery, though. I didn't see many times where you get bumped into awkward positions to then recover from as well. So here was something that I wanted to point out too, that you turn away from this play, and we should be looking at Machete this time. I mean, it's kind of dicey because there are two in there, but the way Machete is coming from the outside, he's going to try to pop it up, and you're second man as well. So keeping that in mind, you do have a third guy back, and you do have some boost to rush back if you need to. So I would have stayed up for this play. But did you have something to say as well before?
No, not really.
Okay. It's turning in a little bit late. I think that the turn in essentially is the right call. It just comes in really late, and that's why we push up here and we've overcommitted, and now it's a goal for them. Which we're trusting our C1 teammates with 2 versus 3 scenario.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to do the. Well, I mean, I guess it might have been on net, but I think that we could have waited on the ground a second earlier, like here. Wait on the ground, see where this is going, right, and come from the outside here to get a nice touch on the ball where you air roll yourself to the right. And what this does, well, actually, I'll ask you this: why do I want you to air roll? What's the play that I'm looking for to follow up on your hit?
The hit that I have next here.
Yes, like what happens when you air roll? Like for this next play when you jump up, right? So we're gonna jump up, we're gonna air roll our car, and what's going to happen right after we air roll our car? I should say.
You touch the wall. I don't know. Touch the wall. I don't.
Yeah. Like so the ball's gonna be hit this way, right, along the wall.
Yeah.
And we want to set our car up prior to getting to the wall to land on the wall here and move with the wall, move with the ball on the wall, right, and then follow up on the next hit. You see a lot of really high level threes players. And even like lower, like what do you call them, lower GC people that will use this technique to set themselves up with an air roll on the wall to follow up on the play. But here we're just trying to get a desperate touch away, and now we're going to land pretty awkwardly on the wall here, and we can't follow up anymore. But good push otherwise. You're going to collect boost pads in a circle here, like this. We missed those two. That's 24 boosts we've missed, and Unfortunate miss.
Yeah, that's been one of my biggest things is not being able to read the ball in the corner
Mhm.
and just let it gets by me. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then you're in trouble.
It can definitely be difficult. Um, but yes, so we've gone through the replay. Some big things, right? Number one thing, I want you to take off ball cam for plays other than you looking for boost, right?
Okay.
It is definitely the touches to the ball. You'll notice that it is a lot easier to hit the ball when your camera's not swaying back and forth, right? Uh, when it's just straight on ahead. It'll also give you more information of the field and whether you need to make a touch at all, and or whether you can take it a little bit slower, set yourself up for a nice play, and then outplay your opponent 1v1. Um,
Okay.
Another big thing is I believe the choices that come in on plays. I think it is about recognizing the players on the field not prior to the play because you are good with that, right? You're moving in accordance to how the play is going to be. When it comes to your moment to shine, though, then I think we lock onto the ball a little bit too much. Whereas we need to
Okay.
use our peripheral vision to notice these orange tags and how they're moving to the ball. And at least from my gameplay and from other people's gameplay that have hit GC, they usually have these orange tags in their peripheral and have memorized that, oh, this orange tag's moving across the field to this side of the ball, which means they're going for that kind of hit. And if you need to, you can glance at them for a split second just to, check them real quick. But we set ourselves up prior, just taking in that information. So um,
Okay.
uh, keeping that in mind as well in your games, and definitely taking ball cam off will help in aiding that because you will see them on the field and you'll have more information to make a more informed decision.
Yeah.
Um, Solo mechanics as well is something that are a big thing that even the plays that we have set up for ourselves properly are not executed right because we don't have the mechanics necessary to do them, or we choose the wrong mechanic to use in the play, like with our flip in the midfield rather than double jumping.
Yeah.
Um, those are the big things I take away. Something that I really like from your gameplay, though, especially, is how you set yourself up prior to gameplay. You don't know how happy I am to see that. Because from a champ one, right, it is very rare to see people set themselves up mostly properly during the play. And it is mechanics that are a big thing. And it is also your camera and how you use your camera. Um,
Okay.
there's also moments when you take off ball cam to look for boost when the play is about to change, like with that play that happened on the wall here that went up. That is a quite the line. If that ball curved that way, I would be out of a job because I would not be able to read this curve. Anyway, it goes here and then bounces out, but we took our ball cam off right here. And it's like, well,
Yeah.
did we know this ball was going to be here when we put it back on? Unlikely. So
Yeah.
choosing when to use our ball cam is really important. So
Okay.
uh, those are big things. Do you have any additional questions from this gameplay or, like specifically any marker that you're like, I don't really understand this point that we had like in the session right here, like when you pointed this out.
No, I think what had served me the best is just telling you what I recognize.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have any questions. I recognize that I need to uh, work on using taking ball cam off, and then um, working on the solo mechanics. And I think you had a third point, but I'm not sure what it was.
The solo mechanics, the choosing also your information as well, like with
Okay, the information. Yep.
yes, choosing when to take our information away because we're reading the play, and then if we choose the wrong moment to choose a different task, then we could be missing an opportunity, like what happened in the midfield. Well, eventually it bouncing into the midfield. So
Okay.
definitely, and then the decision making comes in late. There were some overcommits, and that mostly comes from the inability to read certain touches or certain bounces as well. If you
Okay.
can do a good job of reading it initially, but how you set your car up to read that play as well, you make your job a lot more difficult. And so that comes with experience, honestly. But taking the ball cam off, especially with that play that was in that right corner where you knocked it off into the right wall, um, will help you in seeing the guy and then knowing what kind of play to go for. And then also, big thing, look at this more. Look at
Okay.
the ball indicator more than just the ball, because
Okay.
I don't know how you practice dribbling and what you look at when you're dribbling, but to me, my eyes right now are locked on this and in relation to my car. Um, I think of it like a joystick, where this is the stick part where it's in the middle right here, and my joystick like circle is over here, right?
Yeah.
So that means that the ball's going to be moving toward the left, which means I'm dribbling to the left side. So never am I really staring at the ball. I'm looking at the ball indicator the entire time, and in the meantime, I'm also in my peripheral vision, keeping in mind any orange or blue tag that's in my way.
Yeah. Hey, I think I'm a pretty decent dribbler. I think.
And you keep ball cam off during your dribbles, right? Because I didn't really get to see
Yeah,
you
oh
do
yeah.
a dribble play.
No, I definitely have to. Yeah. The only time, yeah, no, I don't use the ball cam for dribbling, for sure. It's impossible. Like, is that probably impossible, but it's definitely difficult.
It is very difficult, yes. But let's see. Any questions on mechanics like that I can answer for you? Because usually those ones are things that you need to practice on your own too. That I think everyone can look up videos on tutorials on. But if you have a question that's like you've practiced something and it doesn't make sense, like I didn't see you half flip at all. You know how to half flip?
Yeah, I actually have a custom controller that I made
Oh,
in order to do half flips.
no way.
Because
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's really kind of like a scuff controller, but I put my own paddles on the handles, and because I could not get the half flip down without having air roll bound to something, or not air roll, but yeah, air roll left and air roll right. That's
Right.
what I have bound to my paddles. So yeah, and then I eventually had to learn to reposition my right hand because my right hand was positioned so far down I couldn't reach the paddle while having my index finger and my middle finger on the top two
Oh,
buttons, the
right. Yeah,
trigger.
that would be.
So I had to move my hand up and force myself for like a good 2 weeks to actually get used to that. But yeah, I do half flip, and I'm good at it. I wouldn't say I'm really good at it or proficient at it.
Yeah. And most
Because-
important too, you can do both ways, right? Whether you have to go this way or you
Oh,
have
yeah,
to
for
go
sure.
this way. Oh, shoot, I messed up. Like that way or that way, right? Because some
Yep.
people are stuck in one pattern of doing one half flip, and that can be really.
Yeah, I do that. What you just did right there for practice. I sit there and do that over. Yeah, I have before. I haven't done it recently. I probably should. One thing I notice is that I don't boost enough when I get to my rotation part of my half flip. Like when you've stalled it.
Oh,
If-
like this, right?
Because I don't ever get it down perfect. I'll end up being too high, and then if you boost, obviously it's gonna lift you up.
Definitely, if you stall your car too much, it'll be like this. You'll be angled
Yep.
upwards.
Yep.
What happens with that is that people push their sticks up too quickly.
Yeah.
There is a pattern where you let your car. Oops, that was kind of sloppy. But you let your car kind of come a little bit more downward before you stall, like this.
Yeah, that's what I need to work on right there. I definitely noticed that one thing I have been told is that I hesitate too much. But I really think that part of that comes from people who are like, well, you have to push the ball, and they don't wait for the proper hits.
Right.
And I noticed that I need to fine tune a lot of my mechanics, like little things, like with the half flip not being done just right. And in order to get that little bit of speed that you need to beat people, I don't use the fast aerial enough. So I think what I need to do is write all these things down and take maybe 15 minutes or 3 matches where I focus on making sure I do this or whatever, and just pick one thing and try to do that one thing better in the match.
Yes, that could be definitely one way to go about things. With regards to fast aerials, usually what I have people do, because you'll notice that a lot of people when learning the fast aerial, it involves like you boosting and jumping like this, right? Like you get up high to essentially take away gravity, because once you start jumping, gravity's already working against you, and we all know how it is to boost when we're working against gravity. It's a long time to accelerate back up when we're falling, but if we're going up, then, you know, it's easy peasy. So people do this though, where they will where they'll backflip like this a lot when trying to learn, because the idea of it is that you're tilting your car up and then using your second jump to cancel out the forward momentum that would happen with boosting forward, right?
Right.
So it is like about learning that, and how I have people do it is usually just standing in net here and boosting up and then touching the wall. Or you can boost up like this and then touch a particular hexagon if you want as well.
Okay.
It's all up to you, right? But trying to stay in a zone to jump up, land down, come back down, reposition, and see how far you've moved away, right?
Okay.
Because some people will travel really far, they'll let themselves fall, and now we're this far away from where we were initially. It's like, oh, okay, well, I need to work on getting up more like this, right? Land on the wall, you land back down, and I move this far away. That's pretty decent, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Those are definitely things to practice, and I think the mechanics of it you can look up on YouTube, or you can ask me too. But I will not say anything particularly different than anyone else would on that.
Yeah.
Half flips, I hear a bunch of different ways that people do half flips, and you found your own way that works for you. I just didn't get to see it in the game, but for me, there's no real air roll that's involved. Actually, that I just put my stick back and I essentially, like, this is me not air rolling. It's a little bit sloppy, but you can see I'm mostly half flipping, and I just air rolled to correct that little part out. That was a bad half flip, but it's essentially very minimal, air rolling that I do, and it's just because when you stall your flip as you diagonal backflip, it's the Cronovi way of doing things, that your car will still air roll to the side because it's diagonal flipping, but your car will stall 180 anyway, so you're turned over on the other side.
Okay.
So there's very minimal air roll that actually happens with that. But yeah, any other mechanical questions?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Not right now.
Any clarification as well with anything I've gone over?
Nope.
All right. Well, then I think this concludes the session. I'll stop recording here. I will upload this video later. Oh, I've got some things to do today that require my internet, and I can't upload it immediately. But tomorrow I should have it uploaded
Okay.
and sent to you as well. So I'll stop the recording here.